answering Mac Nation's question, is Miami running a 4-2-5 defense exclusively? No, they're not. It's going to be multiple based upon what the opposing offense brings. Obviously, the striker position is that hybrid safety outside backer position to give a little bit more athleticism out there. But I think that we're going to see all three linebackers, being Pinckney, Quarterman, and McLeod, on the field at the same time. I don't know if it's going to be this week per se, but I'm not going to say that Miami is going away from 4-3 defense or anything and only going 4-2-5 kind of. And I think that 4-2-5 exclusively is like a TCU kind of defense. You know what I mean? Where they have like 5 real defensive backs, not even like a hybrid kind of a thing. So the answer to that question, in my estimation, is no. But we'll see what happens. Obviously,
I do have something, Cam. I want to know, and it's the Miami run game. Jeff Thomas does get talked about a lot. Of course, with the quarterback getting announced and Jaron Williams, and the spotlight's kind of been on Thomas and the quarterback as well. What behind DJ? Who can we look for in that Miami backfield?
So DJ Dallas is going to be your starting running back. Your number 1A is going to be Cameron Harris. Used to be Cameron Davis, changed his last name from Carroll City. High school teammate of Naquan Wright, who's a freshman up there for you guys at Florida. So he's a guy who took big strides forward last year after Lorenzo Lingard got injured, playing towards the later end of the year. Really has a one-cut ability to get up the field, and very good athleticism. He's built very physically, very muscular kid. I've talked to some people who think that he's arguably the strongest player on the team, pound for pound. So Cam Harris is a guy who's going to be there. Robert Burns is behind him. He was a sensation as like a freshman in high school, but then has basically been injury prone for the last 5-6 years since then. Put on an absolute show at the Nike Regional down here in South Florida one year, where guys who were in the NFL were rising juniors and seniors, and every writer there, myself included, stopped watching them to go watch this freshman kid put on a show. He's very physically built, impressively, 5'11", 225. But again, he's struggled to stay on the field. I mean, it's like he's made of glass. So if he's able to be healthy, that's a guy who could be a wild card out of the backfield. He's big, he's fast, he's strong. But again, his injury history is just very, very poor. I think he had like less than 200 carries in his high school career, just because he had 9 carries his senior year total. He had like 40-something his junior year and like another similar number as a sophomore. So, physical, or the talent is there. The ability to stay on the field might not be. If we go, into a power set, then, Realus George is your fullback. It's not listed on the depth chart because we don't anticipate going a lot of I formation. But if we do, he was the number 1 fullback in the 2018 recruiting class nationally. So this is a guy from Atlanta Pace Academy who is very big and strong. He unfortunately lost the hairline struggle at 18 or 17, and I lost it at like 35. But I know
how that is too. So.
Hey, I know, I get it. But he was already shaving his head when he was on his official visit, and he looked so old that Miami staffers thought that he was somebody's dad and tried to kick him out of the recruiting section. And they're like, no, he's a recruit. They're like, no, this guy looks like he's in his 30s. It's like, nah, like I'm a recruit, and they, that kind of a thing. So he looks very old. He's 6'2", 250-ish, for a fullback. And then number 4 is on the depth chart, but number 1 jersey is Lorenzo Lingard, who's a 5-star out of Orange City University High School up in Central Florida. The kid, he was a 3-time state champion hurdler in high school, has, legit track speed. He hurt his knee last year, so he missed the last half of the season. So he's been in the weight room developing his body as well. So, I mean, if he sees time, then he could, be a guy who, if you get a little bit of a crease, he can go the distance just because he has blazing speed. So, at the top of the rotation, like I say, it's DJ and Cam as 1 and 1A. And then if you get a little Burns and Lingard and maybe some Realus George as a fullback, you could be in there as well. But also, with the multiple tight end set, you can move Brevin Jordan and Will Mallory. So maybe they play some H-back, maybe they play some fullback to create matchups, as well. I don't think they're going to run the ball per se, but that's kind of like the back situation for Miami.
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to have to stop down right here. We're going to switch to the History Channel mode. NBA fan needs some work on the Bolshevik Revolution. He's got something due tomorrow.